Welcome to CP 101, and this might be a bit of a long video because we have a lot to go over on the Alpine, and then we also have a shout out to do. We'll do the shout out first. Sean sent me a well, he didn't send me, he left me a comment on one of my previous videos on the Alpine. And he said, hey, I have a resin 4-cylinder I can send you that is an accurate Alpine engine. Because I was going to use the Datsun engine I found in my junk box. He sent it, it arrived yesterday. But he sent a lot more stuff that I wasn't expecting. I was just expecting the 4-cylinder, which is right here. We'll get it all cleaned up. And he sent me 2 of them. He sent me one unassembled, and he sent me one assembled so I can see how it goes together. So I thought that was pretty cool of him. So we'll get this one put together, get it all cleaned up, and then we'll have a correct 4-cylinder for the Alpine. So I thought that was real nice of Sean to do. And then on top of all this, he sent me, oh boy, let me reach down here. I wonder why the box was kind of large for a 4-cylinder. He sent me a pyro kit, and I haven't built a pyro kit since I was a kid, so this ought to be fun. He sent me this. And yeah, this should be a blast. I think last time I built a pyro kit, I was in grade school. That was the last time I messed with a pyro kit. So this should be really fun. He sent me that. Then he sent me a resin kit that I believe he casted himself. It's of an MGB GT. And I spent last night cleaning up the windows a little bit just with the X-Acto blade. I'll do a lot better when I go to build it. This is just, I was watching a movie on Amazon, a movie called Archive. And I'm not going to say too much about the movie in case you want to watch it, but it was really a good, I thought it was a good movie. Anyway, I was sitting there watching, I was cleaning up the windows just with my X-Acto blade, and because Sean said it needed a lot of cleanup. Put a note in here, and he told me what kits I could get, the Aoshima Airfix or the Revell Germany MGB kit for the rest of it. But he's got the engine bay, the engine, of course the body, the hood, a couple hoods. That was really nice of him to send this MG body, which I think is pretty cool. I already have a picture of one, a red one. I like to build this one as. And the cool thing is that the tires and extra rims that come with the Alpine kit, or the Tiger kit, are the rims that the car was running in the picture I have. So we'll use the tires that came with the Sunbeam AMT kit, and we'll use the wheels too. But that was really nice of him to send this. I wasn't expecting this at all. And then he sent me 2 6-cylinders, which I thought was really cool, because I like 6-cylinders. I don't think people build enough of them. They always want to put V8s and stuff, and the 6s were just, they could perform pretty good. But he sent me a Ford 6-cylinder from the Mobius truck. He cast it out of resin. Then he sent me the Johan 6-cylinder out of the Maverick kit. So I have a 6-cylinder for a car and for a truck, which is pretty cool. So I got a kick out of those. Those are really nice. So yeah, so Sean, thanks. That was really nice of you to send all this stuff. I'll definitely be putting together both the MGB and that Pyro kit. And that'll definitely be fun to do. So I spent last night cleaning up the block here, sanding it and getting it smooth on the back side, so we can glue the 2 halves together and end up with a nice 4-cylinder, and that's what we'll do today. We'll work on this 4-cylinder today and get it put together and painted, and I think it'll be pretty cool. Here's a close-up of the block so you can kind of see it. So that's the 4-cylinder, and here's it already put together, so know how it goes. Here is the underneath. We got it all finished up. We got the front modified because this kit has a funky setup for the front. I did the same thing on the Get Smart car. It has this plate that jacks the car up. Has this plate right here. I don't use it because it screws everything up. I don't know why they put it in there, but don't use it unless you want your car to sit like a gasser with the front end jacked way up. Don't use this. So I just omit it. I modify the spindles. I cut them off about 1/8 of an inch off, and open up the holes here. So this just drops down and engages not only the spindles but the shocks here, or the springs, and it gets the front end where it should be. And then I remove all this plastic in here. There's a whole bunch of extra plastic in the wells. I don't know why it's in there, but it is. And because we're going to a wider tire, so we can run a little wider tire. So that's the underneath all finished up. Now we just have to get it painted. The body, I was able to get primer on it before the snow hit. We had about, I don't know, 5-6 inches of snow. So I was able to get out there and prime it, and then I was able to see what I needed to fix, and I fixed it, sanded it, and primed it again, and I think it's looking, pretty good. So there is the fins on the back. Now we just have to do a little work on the front, because on this car, the Tiger, this year of Tiger, or this year of Sunbeam, I mean, the parking lights in the front were square, and on the 62 they were round, so we have to change that over and fix the grill. Well, not fix, but change it to 62 Alpine. So so we'll get that when the time comes. So that's the body. That's all taken care of. The back anyway. The interior, we got the dashboard done. We got the pedals on the right side now. We got the gas, brake, and clutch on the right side. Even though you're not going to see them, at least I know they're in there. So we got that taken care of, so that's done. I found a driver that we can paint like James Bond. This guy's out of the Revell Lincoln Futura kit. He sits in the seat okay, but I don't know if he'll fit in there with the dashboard and everything. If he does, we'll use him. If he don't, we won't use him. Simple as that, but we'll give him a try. But he might have a James Bond figure, so that's that. Wheels and tires. Tires, we're not using the extra ones because these are way too wide. We'll be using those on the MG anyway. The stock ones are fine. They're great. I just want them a little wider, so we won't be using the stock ones. And to find a wire wheel, because this car had wire wheels on it in the movie. The car wasn't a movie studio car. They borrowed the car while they were there filming in Jamaica, I believe. It was a residence car that they borrowed. They didn't want to wait to have one of these shipped over to Jamaica, so they asked if they could borrow his car. And so that car had wire wheels on it. And to find wire wheels for a tire this small is pretty hard. I can find them in much larger sizes, but if you go to a larger tire, then the car looks like a clown car. And I think it looks a bit silly. The only tire I can put underneath here that looked right to me was the size that the kit came with, which is small. But I did find these Dunlops, and I did find some wire wheels that fit. These Dunlops are the same size as the kit tire. They're just, as you can see here, much wider. And I think they look better underneath the car. So these are Dunlops, these are Michelin's. But the wire wheels are not exactly like what was in the movie, but they are wire wheels. And they're pretty close, and they look good on the car, actually. But these wire wheels are are out of the Revell 64 Impala kit. And we're going to use them. I don't know what these tires are out of. They were in my junk box, but they're perfect. So when they're on the car, they look great. We had to modify them to fit this car, to work with this kit. We had to modify the backs, so it'll look great on the car. So I got these wheel backs that will work with these tires to finish off the wheels. I had to use a styrene tubing for slide over the spindles to get these to work. This will all be black when I'm done with it, so you won't be able to tell. So those will fit for the front. On the back, I used the wheel backs that came with the kit. Use these for the larger tires or wider tires, and then just use some styrene, scrap styrene, to make the axle pin. So these will go into the rear axle in the back. So we got our tires set up and wheels. So it'll look pretty good, I think. So that's that. So we got our set of tires, our set of wheels. Today we'll get on working on this 4-cylinder that Sean sent me and get it all put together and painted, so we can finally start doing some assembly. Oh, the paint. I forgot all about the paint. Yeah, the paint we got mixed up. I was going to use this paint. This to me a medium blue XF18. But it's too dark. I looked up. I wasn't sure exactly what shade Lake Blue was. Because, you know, on film you have color shift with a film that old. And though I have screen captures of the car, I really couldn't tell exactly what shade the blue was. So I got online and downloaded some pictures of a Alpine in Lake Blue, so I could get a better idea of the color. And I mixed up my own paint, which is right here. It looks bright blue on camera, but it's not as bright as that. So I mixed that up. Here it is on the stick. You can see the Tamiya here, and then what I mixed up here. And I think what I mixed up is a little closer, so we'll use this color on it and go from there. Okay, now that's it. I forgot all about the paint. Alright guys, sorry for the long video, but I had a lot to go over. Alright, take care. We'll see you in our next update.